From this day forward, when you walk through those doors, I want to share with you what effort looks like. It's not just grabbing the ball, putting it on the tee, take my hacks, take my hands. Effort is actually taking the ball, focusing on that specific seam, drawing up that scenario, game on the line, bottom of the seventh, full count, I am going to just smash this ball. And you think that every single pitch of every single workout of every single day, I guarantee you, you will reach your best. Because that's all I need from you. As a fan of the game, I want you to walk through that door, because somebody's got some drama, right? There's drama out there, right? Drama at the school, drama with our boyfriend, drama with my girlfriend, drama with my parents, right? But you get through that gate, you come in here, there's no drama. Because the game is waiting for you. But you need to give 100% of your effort. And that means real specific micro behaviors. So number one is your effort. And the second one is your attitude. You know, as a coach at UCLA, I coached at UCLA for 27 years. I want you to know in this recruiting process, you don't have to go out in the park and just slam. You don't have to do that. But what you have to do, you have to be perfect at your failure recovery. When I was recruiting a student athlete, I used to love to see them fail. I used to love it. I'd sit there and I'm taking my notes and I'm evaluating, right? But I'm really paying attention to how you react to failure. Because players that have mastered failure recovery end up reaching their full potential. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to walk away from this game saying, did I give 100%? And did I reach my full potential? And am I being remembered as somebody that had a good attitude? You get about 1,000 at that. So I'm going to ask you to commit to me, please. We just met. I'm going to ask you to commit to your effort and your attitude. And remember, your effort has to be very specific. What is my goal the next 5 minutes? What am I going to do with my barrel angle? Every single pitch counts. The pitch today is connected to the pitch in the national championship in 3 months. But if you always remember that, then you could come in here and have a blast. Because we're only going to judge how you respond to the challenge. We're never going to say, what's your name? Sammy. Oh, you're never going to go, oh, Sammy, I remember Sammy, she only hit 222 back in 2016. You're going to say, oh, Sammy, she was awesome under pressure because she gave 100 and she had great failure recovery. That's how they're going to remember you. They're not going to go, oh, I remember back in 2016, she hit 411. They're going to judge, we judge each other based on how we approach pressure and how we respond to it. Does that make sense? So your effort, your attitude, you're about 1,000 you walk in here. And all your problems, boom, done. The game loves you. And we've got a tall muscle, tall bones, taller bones, and look at, we got short bones, right? The great thing about softball, it likes tall bones, it likes short bones. It likes girls that got a little something something and a little hitter's butt. It's all right. It's all right. The game loves all of us. At UCLA, we had a 98-pound All-American center fielder and a 272-pound All-American catcher. So don't let anybody tell you that I have to be a certain size, I have to be a certain color, I need to be on a certain team, I have to have so much money in my pocket. Game doesn't care. Excellence doesn't care. Excellence just says this. You walk through that door, you give 100% effort and a positive attitude, boom, you'll get it done. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of somebody right here who played for me. Jen played for me. Come over here, dude. This is my pitcher who played for me, and I'm really proud of her, and I'm going to tell you why I'm proud of her. Not only was she an All-American, an Olympian, a national champion, but most importantly, she was an honor student throughout her career at UCLA. And for us and you, it's about being a total person. Who you are is more important than what you do. And this game will make you feel like a really total person if you know how to pay attention to your effort and your attitude. So I'm going to hand it over to Fredo, okay? Because she's going to give you the secrets of how to be a champion. just little tips and tools, and then you can ask her a question, because I can draw this out as long as you want, because if you need a little break, I was going to give you a break. Who needs a break? You need a break? And then we'll do, just if you have a little Q&A, I want to be sensitive to time, and where's everybody else, because we don't want to take over. Yeah. But Frito literally came from a little town, played on a little team, came to big UCLA, became big time, but who she was never changed. Humble, lots of gratitude, worked her tail off, and had a great attitude. So I want to give you my live model of the story I just told you, and hand the floor over to Frito. Frito, give them all the secrets. Because they need secrets.
Make me follow that.
They need the secrets, right? It's kind of an invention. It's going to be an online community where we're going to bring our best Olympians, national champions, and people that have been great academians and put them right in front of you online. So you can just sign in and you can literally learn about what made her great. And you're going to start to hear this common language that's really important for you all to understand. So you can grow up, be making your own decisions, and be on a mission. All of you are making huge sacrifices, and our job is to make you feel really good about those sacrifices, and the game will take care of you. And you go to big schools, little schools. The key is to get us all going to college, and then my job will be to keep you in the softball space once you're done with college. That's my goal, because I never left the sport. And I want you to know something. Thank you for the kind introduction. I want to tell you who I really am. I was never picked first, and I read from the special books in elementary school. I didn't take tests well. I was told by my high school counselor that I would never make it at UCLA. He sat my mom and dad down and said, you know what, Susie doesn't have the aptitude to compete at UCLA academically. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something, because I did go to UCLA, and I did graduate from UCLA, and I became an assistant coach and a co-head coach and then a head coach. So I want you to always remember that. So if you're struggling in math, just know you can get through it. You just have to get through it literally one equation at a time. Little baby steps. I was not a great test taker, never was, even at UCLA. So I had to have tutors. I had to have people helping me. So, you know, you're not going to get it all at once, but just be able to figure it out, and good things will happen. Does that make sense? Are you with me on that? You are, right? And I'll keep you in my back pocket right here in case you need it. Frito, any other secrets that you need to hand out?
Gosh, you kind of covered a lot of it. I think for me, now that I've been able to step away from the game a little bit, I'm still involved very much. But as a former player not too long ago, and I feel like I was just on the field, I think from me to you, don't forget like where softball is in your life, and what's more important is you as individuals, as people, as human beings, your relationships with each other, and your parents and your family, and all that stuff is so much more important than this game, which it might not seem like it a little bit right now because we love it so much, and it's our life, it feels like. But in the big picture, it's just something we get to do that we love, and it's for such a short amount of time that just don't ever take it for granted. And love your teammates, love those scary, hard, fearful situations. Don't be afraid of them. And I guess our game is such one of failure, like we talked about so much. And don't let the fear of the failure can debilitate you and not let you perform, because then you'll never be able to see just how far you can get. Don't be afraid to just go out there and test your limits and do things that you've never been taught, and expand what you know about the game and be explorative and all those things. Be the best teammate that you can be. Hustle. I know for me, one of the characteristics of just the best teammate that I ever had was just hustle. Hustle out that fly ball that's right to the second baseman. She's camped underneath it. She's going to catch it 99.999% of the time. But that 1.000% of the time that she drops that ball and you're halfway to first base, shrugging your shoulders, getting ready to go back into the dugout, could mean the difference between you and your team when you're losing that game. Little things like that. Ground outs into a double play that's, a candy cake kind of a double play. Run through first base. Make it hard on him. You just never know. And bless you. And that's an indication of a good teammate, because you're thinking about your team above yourself. So our failures, we're so quick to think about our immediate successes and failures instead of play a team sport. Like, how lucky are we that we get to spend our day with our best friends? Every time we're on the field, like, I go to war with any of my teammates. And we don't exactly have to be alike. Like, there's all sorts of different kinds of people. We don't all have the same characteristics, traits, any of that stuff, you know, but on the field, we like have a common goal and like, we're just in it together.
And remember when you're training, it's really important, like you're making these huge sacrifices, right? Coming in here, there are many teams that aren't doing this today. Make sure that you're conscious of the work I'm putting in right now. I'm getting that payback on the weekend. You get in the game, and I'm stepping in, and it's now the 6th inning, and you're feeling the heat. Think back. I worked my tail off Monday through Friday. I've earned the right to be confident. Does that make sense? I've earned the right to be confident. Make that connection between the extra practice you're putting in here and connect it to those moments during the game. And at the end of the day, I always say when you have good talent, if you're here working out, if you have good talent, when in doubt, I always say swing. When in doubt, just swing. So when in doubt, I'm thinking swing on every pitch because when good talent pulls the trigger, great things happen. When in doubt, you're not feeling it, step in there and you look at her and you're saying to yourself, oh, bring it, sister, bring it. And I go to toe check, think swing. And then just stop your bat if it's not in the zone. Now you only have to make one decision. Stop your bat. You know, they're gonna cut your workload in half. Right? Does that make sense? We're good. Last thing for me, would you date your inner voice? Okay, can I ask you today to just get a little bit better on working on dating your inner voice? Okay? You got a strong voice and you got a weak voice. She was the best in the history of UCLA softball. She was one of our best. She has a strong and a weak voice, right? Can you hear the strong voice? Oh, bring it, sister. And the other one's like, hope she doesn't throw the rise ball. Hope she doesn't throw the changeup. Hope they don't hit it to me. If you can start paying attention to that conversation and start learning to let the strong voice always get the last word. Just let the strong voice always get the last word. And progress takes time. I'll give you a demonstration and we'll be out of your hair. It sounds something like this. I need 2 claps. Okay. You're not into it. You're not feeling comfortable. Some people have doubt. Someone overachieved. They gave you 3 claps. But what if I said to you, me and Frito are in your back pocket for the rest of your career. We're in this together. I've got you, you've got me. Now we're in it, we're tuned in, we're locked in, we know what we're supposed to do. Now, I need 2 claps! 2 claps!